name is Emma Stewart, and this is my project for the memorial of my great-grandpa Ison. I created a memorial for my great-grandpa Ison because I just thought it would be cool if I did that. I never met him, obviously, but he died in the Battle of the Bulge. So in Belgium, in Europe, and he was 32 years old. He died 3 days before his birthday, sadly. But I made my memorial from using a lot of duct tape and glue. I used a lot of duct tape and glue, and I used the duct tape on the boots, actually. Surprisingly. I thought I was going to use the duct tape on this, but I decided to cut a hole in the box and just shove it into there.
Okay.
So I mainly used them on here. I used snow because he died when it was like winter and it was still snowing. So I obviously did snow with his boots on top of it. Snow's kind of taking over. And then I just put this little plaque on it. I have heard stories about him all over the place, and also I found this book called Hey Mac, and it was dedicated to him. It was dedicated to him, to my great-grandpa Ison, and this other guy who was in war with him. But a couple years later, this guy wrote this book about how he went to war. I can't read it. It's too grown-up-y and too much big words. I'm not that great of a reader yet, even though I'm in 6th grade. And plus I wouldn't understand it either. So the project was successful. I think it came out really good. Kind of, yeah.
Is there anything you do different?
I wouldn't do anything different to change this except for the lines. You can see the lines in duct tape. I would choose that. And I couldn't get it perfectly straight, how this one over here is a little messed up and over here. So I'd try to fix those if I could. But he died in December 18th, 1944, 3 days before his 33rd birthday. And the PFC stands for Private First Class. That means he had to sign up for it. He couldn't get picked because he was too old. He was the oldest guy there, so he was a dad to them. He told them what to do, how to because a lot of people were getting sick and didn't have thick enough clothes. And also they were running out of food and they were starving. In the book, my aunt told me in the book that he actually went hunting for food for a deer for everybody else to eat. They were starving, they didn't have any food, no water. So it was kind of like torture to them during the battle. It was so cold outside, so they couldn't find any food. Their shoes were all worn out. The shoes weren't enough of protection and for the snow. And you know how your feet, when you stay in the water too long, they get all wrinkly, like Pringles? Well, not Pringles, like raisins. Mm-hmm. That's what happened to them. They had their feet so long in the snow. Their shoes had holes in them, so they were exposed to the snow. And they started turning, their skin started to die. They were turning black, and it just wasn't good. I chose the boots in the snow, but also, my great-grandpa Ison said, you have to take off your shoes, you have to take off your socks. People thought he was crazy, but you had to do it to keep your feet, dry. Even though the snow wouldn't really keep it dry, but at night, they made fires and dried off their socks, dried off their shoes, dried off their feet. And so their feet were in good condition, but they were still kind of damp and wet. So my great-grandpa took care of everybody. I made this memorial for my grandpa. He was a hero. Plus, he was a hero in the war. So